welcome to another edition of the AK Option Trader. I am he, and we're here again. First of all, before we start, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope your families did something nice to you and you had something good to eat. I'm having ribs, my favorite tonight, so can't wait. Anyway, let's get started. I had a real good week last week. We had that nice down move on Monday we were looking for, follow through Tuesday. All the way good through Wednesday, then things started getting choppy with options expiration the last 2 days. The volatility wasn't as intense as I expected, but it was there. All in all, the Beezer play probably was my best play of the week. Well, probably is not in there. That was my best play of the week, and that one helped me offset some losses I had on the FAS. So that was real nice. Anyway, so here we go. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX is in chopped cabbage area. You can see it's up, down, up, down, up, down. One thing I want to point out, this is the line I've had here. I don't know how long. I don't remember when I put it in there. It's been a long time. We have not closed beneath this line. Not one time. All right? And we got darn close on Friday, but we have not done it. Now we got a gap here and we got a gap here. This a gap on both sides. This usually means a down move is coming. So let's watch for it. We just this line is key. If this line holds, we're going to bounce, and maybe we're going to be stuck in this trading range right here. If this line gives, this market could rise. So I'm going to be watching that line. So far, it has held. All right. Jumping to the Dow. Here's the Dow. My key thing on the Dow is it's moved back up onto the 200 moving average. Okay, series of doji, little spinning top, not a great one, kind of the fat body one, but you got a doji spinning top coming up, very indecisive, coming on up to a previous highs, previous support, which happens to coincide with the 200 moving average on huge volume. All right, huge volume indecision, which is quadruple witching, makes people buying and selling like crazy, covering shorts, covering options, so that's not unusual on a quadruple witching Friday. So we're coming up into this trend line. I'm gonna call for major support right here, or pardon me, major resistance right here. Okay, I think we're in a major resistance area. I don't think we're going to burst through this. We tried with this volume here, unless we get a huge volume, huge up candle push through day. I think from here we're probably going to drop. Just looking at the Dow, that's what I would be calling for right there. Okay, here's a Russell 2000. Same type of thing. We're coming up onto old resistance. Have a nice doji here, long top wick. Pretty bearish signal, reversal type thing going on here. I can see this getting held up right here and dropping from here too. So same thing. So let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500's got this uptrend line here. Not a super uptrend line, but it is one worth watching. All right. Two. Here's our line that we couldn't get break free for 10 days. We finally dropped like we thought it would. Now I found this interesting. It looks to me like we're kind of forming a bearish, not a perfect, but a decent bearish flag right here. If this is true, could have it one more day in here, maybe two, but I would see a pretty big candle taking us out of here. Pretty big black candle, maybe similar to this, maybe bigger, dropping us down into this 870 area pretty easily. So keep an eye on that. It may not be one day, it may be a couple, but I can see a drop out of here pretty darn easy, especially if we break this trend line with some volume. And then let's go on to the NASDAQ. Okay, here's the NASDAQ. This is one, of course, I watch all the time because I play the Qs. So this is an if scenario here, okay? Remember I said we could fill this gap, and then if we hit up here, I think we would drop like a rock, but I didn't think we had legs. Well, it turns out we didn't have legs. We went ahead and dropped, turned this corner, dropped. Now we've rallied back into this uptrend line, which should act as resistance, okay? And we've got a gap down here which got halfway filled, which sometimes counts. So more than halfway, it's almost all the way filled. So a bounce off of there was not unusual. We could have expected that. We're going to have pretty strong support here. It may take more than one try to make it. In fact, what I could see happening here is us building a little bit of a triangle maybe down before we finally break through this line. So you could see something where we come up like here, bounce up, come down, maybe make another low, bounce up, and possibly we could go down slowly from here. But keep an eye on that. We got a little gap to fill here. This big gap is still looming. Doesn't have to get filled right away, but it's out there. We need to pay attention to it. It's going to be wanting to suck us to fill that thing in, and we haven't done it yet. Okay, so those are all the indices. Those are things we're watching. That's what we're looking for. Still looks pretty bearish. The day after, the next 2 days, it's going to be kind of weird as the options prices get worked out and stuff. It's usually some of my favorite times to sell options. So if you're long something, you want to sell options, I like doing it the Monday or Tuesday after options expiration. In fact, I do it on that Friday if I can. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some stocks now. All right, here's our Rider system, okay? Oh, yeah, next week, look at the calendar. We got a lot of news coming out that can move this market either way. I have a feeling you have like existing home sales. I have a feeling that's probably going to be a little worse than expected. You got durable orders, as you can see down there, new home sales, initial claims again coming out on Thursday, Friday, personal income, personal spending. Some of that stuff's probably going to be, some of those will be a little better than expected, the personal income, personal spending, and I think that'll go throughout the summer, and then maybe August we're going to start seeing that stuff turn around and get pretty bearish. So that can move this market either way. We've got a lot of data coming out next week. All right, so this is Rider, R, ticker symbol R. It's in a triangle here. You can see it's forming. It's getting near the peak. It's getting near the wedge. I'm just looking for a breakout. I don't know which side. We do have some support here, which hasn't acted as real strong support lately. So I just watch for it one way or the other. If it comes out, maybe play it to that side. If it comes down, play it to the downside. If it comes down, retest, then play it again to the downside. So just one in a triangle. Just throw that in there for you. One to watch. SPW is the next one here. Okay, this I could see dropping down to 40 pretty easy. But another thing I want to point out is we've made a series of, 2 series now, of higher lows here. Okay, so here's a low. Here's a higher low. We could do that again maybe right in this area. So it could come down here, stall out here, and then move out. If it follows through, I could see us going down to the 40 range pretty easy. So you might play it down to here, then be cautious and watch for a stall out around the $42, $43 area. If it does that, and then another rally up. So you could play this both ways if it follows through with that. So keep an eye on that one. This is WLP Weld Point. This was a breakout. Broke out to the upside. Nice strong breakout. But the problem is we broke over the Bollinger Bands. We formed a nice doji. If we get a gap down here, down in this area, and I don't care what color candle, red or black, especially if it's black, I could see us dropping a little bit off of this, maybe retesting this, or dropping back into the channel. It'd be a pretty strong reversal signal, similar to this here. You see you drop down a little bit, drop down, test the support, then we rallied back up there again. So, you know, most stocks similar to this in reverse, right down here. Okay, see how we broke beneath the Bollinger Band, formed a nice doji, and then we rallied up top. Seeing the same thing possibly happen here. Okay, so if you see a down move start tomorrow, maybe gap down, come back up, and then start back down again, that might be a good one to play on the way down. All right, that's WLP. Let's go with ESI. Got time for a couple more. So ESI is a nice breakout of this wedge here. But it should have broke to the downside according to this wedge. This is a downtrending wedge offering support here. It's having a hard time breaking this trend line here. All right, but look what we formed here on Friday. Pretty decent bearish engulfing candle on the 200 moving average off of a hanging man. I'd say this thing's ready to reverse. All right, I think this thing's going to drop. Possibly this will be the test that puts us through this trend line. Pretty decent volume, not great, but not even a little bit below average, but better than it has been. So I would be not surprised to see us break the trend line with this move on this down here. So that's one to watch there. It's expensive stock, I know, but you can play the options on it if you like. That's what I do. XLE. Here we go. This is XLE. We've already played this for a breakout back here. Came out. Here comes the second breakout. Now we broke out of there, and now we're coming back in, and this is offering support right here, right now. Again, same thing. Got a nice bearish engulfing candle. Coming down to a down move. It'd be better if this bearish engulfing was up here. Taking this as candles a little out of context, but it might be playable. Anyway, I just keep an eye on it. It looks like a pretty bearish move right now in this stock for me. This is offering a little support. If it breaks down beneath there, I could see it keep going down. All right, and we can go with one more. Let's do one more. Wait, I wanted to do the XLF. XLF, look at this. Broke out of our wedge, came back up. It's retesting the 200 moving average. Usually that's a place where it'll drop. This should be a drop-off hit for financials. I'll be watching for that, all right? All right, so that's it for today. Watch for that little drop off the 200 moving average of financials. I hope things go well. I hope things go as well for us this week as they did this past week. I think I'm going to be watching for down moves unless things trade throughout the week. So check out the blog, www.akoptiontrader.com. I hope you guys trade well. I hope you prosper. Thanks for watching. This will be the AK Option Trader signing out.